Hi, it's Wing, and welcome to Mercury retrograde! Technically, Mercury retrograde is almost over. I'm filming this on the 11th of July, and tomorrow is the end of Mercury retrograde. So I waited the entire retrograde and procrastinated until the last day to film this, which is very Mercury retrograde-y of me. But because it's Mercury retrograde and because I recently splurged on this very name-fittingly palette from Huda Beauty, Mercury retrograde palette, I figured there's no better time to test this out than during Mercury retrograde and seeing if this lives up to its name, because we all love a good Gatorade. Because it's Mercury retrograde, we don't know what's gonna go wrong, so I will try my best to not set anything on fire or have anything disastrous happen. So this is going to be another chatty get ready with me as I try out this lovely gorgeous palette with all these spacey colors. I don't want to tip this because I already smushed one of them there and I don't want it to fall out. It's got a variety of glittery and plain colored matte tones. I've swatched some of the glitters and I really liked how they turned out, so I'm excited to do a full look on this, hopefully. Before we get into the actual get ready with me, I once again want to direct your attention to my card link, which I'll put a link to somewhere here and also in the description. On there I've collated quite a lot of different links about world issues that are currently still happening right now. Please go check the links out if you have time, sign petitions, inform yourself. The world is a very scary place right now, and the more aware you are, the better. So go check that out after this. Let's just start out with some brows. This is my regular eyebrow pencil from Etude House. Never fails me, even on Mercury retrograde. If you've seen my previous videos, you know I used to do eyebrows slightly differently. Now I like to line them first. Just get the outline and shape that I want my brows to be first, and then go back in and fill in all the gaps, which does a better job of defining your brow shape. And do the same on the other side. So let's talk a bit more about Mercury retrograde. I know you've probably heard about Mercury retrograde and probably heard about it in a meme context in form of Mercury Gatorade and all that. But what Mercury retrograde actually is a very real planetary movement that occurs when the orbit of Mercury decides to go seemingly backwards. Usually it's interpreted as the time where everything goes wrong, everything goes backwards, nothing works out. But the concept of retrograde is to highlight all the things that start with the prefix re. So that would be revisiting, restarting, revamping, everything that involves going backwards and reflecting. Sometimes it is just a good idea to go back and reevaluate what has happened and what you've done so far and take stock of everything. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, and everything doesn't necessarily have to go wrong, so don't be afraid of Mercury retrograde. Okay, that's brows done. Just comb them out a little bit. I have glitter on my face, yay! Which is perfect for this look. Even though I've tried a colored brow mascara and that didn't work for me, I've recently discovered the wonders of brow gel. This brow gel is special because it's got glitter in it. It's not meant to be used as a brow gel, but I'm using it as a brow gel anyway. Because I think 2020's new beauty trend should be glitter brows. We have glitter eyeshadow and we have highlighter, so why don't we have glitter brows? Because glitter brows are really cool. Could go for more glitter, but I think this is okay for now. Sufficiently sparkly. Next, go in with the eyelash murderer and
curl them lashes.
We'll curl them in the wrong direction. And the other eye. This whole routine is going very smoothly so far. I'm not gonna jinx it for Mercury retrograde. Let's go in with the actual palette because that's what we're here for. I'm gonna try using some of these matte shades as a face base, maybe. Let's try this. This is Momentum, this nude shade. I usually don't like powder on my face because it makes everything really dry, but for the purposes of testing out this palette, let's try some contour with... I'm gonna do a blend of these two colors.
Doink, 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 doink.
This is more peachy than brownie. Wow, okay. Definitely very peachy, which is fine. We'll just pretend I have a very sun-kissed, blushy face today and blend that all out somehow. And on the eyeballs. I look like a peach. Let's also try some of these shades as blush. I don't know why purple blush isn't more of a trend when orange blush is such a huge thing. Purple blush looks great. I'm just getting very e-girl. Definitely getting very e-girl. Maybe a bit too much, but this will fade eventually. It's very pink. Lighten this up a little bit. Okay, we'll just wait for that to sink in because it will eventually anyway. Now let's get into the actual eyeball area. What color should we go for? Trying a blend of these two.
Just go all over.
Oh, this is a great inner corner. Okay.
Wow.
So I'm hitting the inner corner with those.
Same for the other eye.
Hit the inner corner, blend it out. This is Cosmic and Off Balance. Doing a whole purple eye at this point. I think these would work better just on my fingers actually, but this works too. I'm trying to sort of wing this. Try this as highlight. Should we just use our fingers because that's what we're here for? There's a limit to how much glitter you can put on your eye because I think I'm reaching it. Under my eye for that crying tears look. I want to try using some of these as liners. I wet my brush. These go on great as liquid. Oh wow, they're so much more vibrant when they're wet. Just bring this a little bit in on my lower lash line. Don't poke yourself. Just poked myself.
I'm just gonna go full blue at this point. Wow.
Still some colors I haven't used here, but I'll probably save them for next time because this is pretty cool already. This just has every single color ever now.
Cool.
We'll leave it like that. Highlighter.
Wow.
The next highlighter trend is just going to be a highlighter strip of unblended highlighter. You heard it here first. To make my face look less pink than it is right now. Try and blend somehow. For it all over glow. Let's put some down here for glow's sake. How to look like a Monet painting 101. My palette is now looking like what my painting palette usually looks like, which is a mess. Very fitting for Mercury retrograde, but my palette looks like that every time I paint, regardless of whether it's Mercury retrograde. Hear that? And check it on. It's not sticking. Hang on. It half stuck on. Let's try this again. Yay! We'll take it as a win. And the other side. These days I find putting falsies on so much easier than using mascara because mascara is a pain to take off. It just gets everywhere, it gets in your eyeballs, it gets all over your face, it doesn't come off. While falsies, they just come off in one gigantic strip, which makes everything easier. And it's fun because it's like DIY, but for your eyeball. Spoken like a true 5-year-old. Pray to the eyelash gods. Prepare your sacrifice. quickly fill in the gaps with some eyeliner without hopefully poking my eye out. Just the inner corner, under. Eyeliner always requires extreme concentration. I count it as a win if my eye hasn't been significantly impaled by my eyeliner. Lips. This is Dark Pink Frost by Wet n Wild, which matches the holographic purpley thing we're going for. Top it with some hollow lip topper thing from Revolution. Just dot it on the center. Not too much. Not enough glitter. I used to do glitter eyeliner under my eyes for a little bit and stopped doing that for some reason, so I missed that and I'm bringing it back. This is 3CE glitter eyeliner in Honey, which is this yellow glitter. And we're gonna dab my eye with this. I've had this one for a while and it's starting to dry out, which is sad. Yay. And the other side. Really having to scrape it out of this now. Kind of turning green because I mashed it with the blue that was already on my eye, which is also fine. Should add some freckles. Let's just try with my eyebrow pencil. I'm getting the wrong shade for freckles.
It's fine.
We got through an entire look without significant eyeball stabbing, which is a definite win. Let's just call it a day. Here is the final finished look. Ta-da! Using this palette, I expected some of the colors to go on a bit more pigmented, dry, but maybe that's because I'm not using them with my fingers and using them with a brush. But I will try testing these out while they're wet and seeing if they'll be more pigmented that way. My review so far is not bad. It needs a bit more getting used to, but all in all, a nice palette to add to my collection, which is ever growing. I hope that was fun getting to chuck some glitter on my face with me. And I will see you for the next one. Bye!